Yeah, I say that we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance.
We gon' run this town.
Somebody already won one. What is up? We are live. What's up, guys? Hope y'all can hear us. We got Lo at Carport Customs with us.
What's up, everybody?
Oh, we can hear him.
Oh,
A good sign.
good deal, good deal. Got a cameraman tonight, so shouldn't be boring footage tonight. Be great.
Well, I have my wife that's going to be here doing the comments still, and then but I have a tripod that's just going to sit here and stare at me. Like usual. Well, usually it's my hands. Get to see my face tonight. I figured we got some prepping to do here on the Biltwell helmet. So I did want to give a shout out to Biltwell. There is a motorcycle show that's coming here to Ogden, Utah at the, is it called the Monarch? Yeah, Monarch. It is, you remember the date of that, babe? I think we said it last time, but we have a motorcycle show coming up. I think it's the second weekend of June.
June 7th.
June 7th. This will be in giveaway. What are they doing? Giveaway or something like that. Basically, I'm painting this helmet for charity. So.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. So it'll be a good night to kind of show y'all how I prep everything and get it ready for paint. We can kind of talk about like maybe the differences in the helmets maybe and what you need to do to prep it and stuff like that. But I'll be masking this thing off, sanding it down, obviously cleaning it up, and then I'll be doing a marbleized, like a overall marbleized base coat of chameleon, green, purple, blue.
Oh,
so
nice.
Cool color changing, chameleon. It's gonna look good. That's gonna be the base color, and then I'll end up doing some graphics over the top of that after it's done. So the nice thing is we're gonna be able to use the black of the helmet. So they did ask me like, well, you want a black one? You want a white one? I'm like, well, I'll probably go with the black one. It's already base black. As long as we scuff this down, we're going to be able to shoot paint right on top. You can use an adhesion promoter if you want. We're going to be okay, I think. So I've done it like this before. Adhesion promoter probably wouldn't be a bad idea either. So that's what I'll be doing. What are you going to be doing, Lo?
So I have my neighbor's mailbox, and they bought a new mailbox. Let me paint it. So we're actually going to do this mailbox mini trucking on one side and lowrider on the other side. So tonight I have it already shot in the Limeline Flake. I've already shot clear over it with the 4-to-1 Limeline. And today I let it sit overnight. Today I wet sanded and got it prepped. I sat at work today and drew on my little paper trying to figure out designs for this. And so I got something in my head, something I haven't tried, some different line work that I haven't tried. So I'm gonna try, see how it lays out, and hopefully it comes out good. We're gonna be doing black and candy purple tonight. So
nice.
And then maybe next week we'll do the other side.
Nice. So I'm doing purple too, so that's cool.
Oh, nice.
Well, it's probably, the color changing, but
right.
So what did you sand that down with?
So I sanded it down. It was a little rough. I'm still learning. So it's a little rough, but I just used 400 with the little Limeline like hand sander that the hook and loop goes around on. Yeah. I just hand sanded it, and then I took the 600 sponge because of it's got this roll right here. So I used the sponge, the Limeline sponge at 600, and then went over it with that, and it's nice and smooth. So
yeah, that's where you need it.
Yep.
Good start.
Yeah, I've learned some lessons this week painting. There's a toolbox right here that I painted the other day, and I went to grab window cleaner to spray it off, to clean it, and my carport's a mess. And I grabbed tire shine and shot it with tire shine.
Oh my God.
Right on top of the graphic. So if you look, I'll show you guys real quick. it's so rough, the texture. I don't know if it's gonna come out, but it just separated all of the clear all on here. It fisheyed so bad.
Yeah. Oh,
The
that's
top
funny
come
you
out
say
okay,
that.
but
Well, did you see I have a brand new, you said fisheye, right?
yes.
We have the new fisheye eliminator. You ever
Fisheye
heard of this stuff?
eliminator, huh? No, have
Okay.
not.
And that's what I'm kind of finding that out. A lot of people don't know what fisheye eliminator is, but if you ever encounter, well, those fisheyes that you have may be too gnarly of a fisheye.
Oh, those are for sure.
And,
They're super gnarly.
yeah, but you know, like you painted stuff that it's like every once in a while you get like a couple fisheyes like that pop up, and you're like, dang, man.
Yeah.
And then you you spray a little bit more clear coat to try to get it to, you know, kind of level out, you know, and then it just kind of gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
That's where this stuff comes in, where you only mix a very little amount. You only mix 1 ounce per quart.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah, you mix that. So if you're say like you're clearing and you see those start to pop up, I would just open up my cup again and pour just a cap full in there, and then a couple of light coats. And this will, what it does is it eases the surface tension and allows
okay.
you, yeah.
So you just drop it in the clear?
Yeah, and I mean, this is just, to be honest with you, this is more like a Band-Aid. You would use this just to get out of it, and then after that, you would go search to figure out what your problem is, because you have a contamination issue, most likely coming through your airline or something like that. But this will get you out of a pinch. I don't know. A lot of people have negative things to say about it. I've always loved it. Never had a problem with it. It's helped me out more than it's hurt me. So I'm glad I was able to add this to the product line, because I've always kind of wanted it there when I needed it, but it's not something you would use all the time.
I got you. Get you out of a bind though, especially if you're on like doing a motorcycle and you're on that like last piece, and keep you from having to redo a full panel, you know, when you're on that last panel.
Yep, that's right. I'm glad I was able to plug that like that. You sent me, buddy.
Man,
like,
see?
did you say fisheye? Wait a minute.
We didn't rehearse that neither.
No, that was all natural.
Yeah,
that's organic. Okay.
Yeah.
Mike Standing sent you a $20 super chat and said refreshment fund. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
So,
appreciate that.
Everyone's wondering if what you're thinking about the Black Widow.
I haven't used it enough to give you my full opinion, but I can kind of talk about what I know of it so far. I actually purposely left paint in it for like the last 4 days. To be honest with you, I leave paint in my airbrush all the time. It's kind of a
same.
Yeah. But as long as it's not water-based paint, like solvent-based, it's fine. It's not going to really hurt anything. So I'm really going to treat this like I do my regular, you know, airbrush I do on a daily basis. And I checked it out today, and it was still fine. Sprayed with it a little bit. I'll spray with it a little bit later today. But the overall feel of it felt good. The cap is a little funny. I'll kind of talk about that. But other than that, it feels good so far. But the needle is definitely better than the Avante, and that's what's important.
I think I'm still running the... Which one is this one?
The compressor is phenomenal.
Oh, really? I was worrying about that too. I seen the video today of the little short that you did, and I was like,
Get the if I would probably I would stick with the Avante airbrush, and if you only had the money for the compressor, just buy that compressor. It's badass. It's gonna last a really long time.
Oh, that's cool. Because I've been wanting one of the smaller compressor, because mine's hooked to the big compressor. So tonight it might drop in on us and you have to mute me. But I hate that I have to run that one, because the other little Harbor Freight one just didn't work that great for me. I didn't like the way it worked, so I switched out.
Sometimes,
yeah,
like when it gets up to air pressure, it kind of gives you a little more.
Right.
It doesn't stay constant.
Yeah. I think I'm still have the Revolution, the Iwata Evolution or Revolution, whichever one. And
Yeah, Evolution.
yeah, I love that thing, man. It's been tried and true, and I beat the crap out of it, dropped it, and it keeps going, man.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Iwata, really. Even I don't know, even the Black Widow, I feel like. I mean, it's nice. I love the case and stuff too. I'm so used to an Iwata. I'm always going to be kind of partial to that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. In ways, I do want something to be as nice as Iwata, though. Like, I really want a company to like give them some good competition with some good airbrushes.
Right, right. Because I mean, they kind of cornered the market on good airbrushes.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're the best. There's no doubt about it. Oh, I wanted to mention that I did do a giveaway for the members. I think it was McLean. He won one of these red helmets, these mini helmets. And speaking of that, we'll be giving away
Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah. Yep. You want to put him down?
He won the red helmet?
Yes, he did. So yeah, if you're part of our members group on YouTube, every once in a while I'll put up something where you can you can win. So he won some. What was it? Oh, he won a T-shirt and this.
Oh, okay.
Is what he won. So yeah. So yeah, if you want to become part of the YouTube membership program, you can go online, hit the subscribe to the membership there. Either one of those levels you can choose, but it does get you a percentage off of Limeline products, so it can really pay itself off pretty quick if you're ordering supplies.
Someone had a question that said, Adam, what's the difference in application between your 3 clear coat types?
Okay, so the 3 clear coat types are actually, there's only 2 clear coat types now. We do have the overall clear coat, which is the acrylic urethane clear coat. And then we do have the new, and what just barely came out was the new Glamour Clear. That's actually right here. This does come in a 2-gallon kit. There's part A. And then we have part B right here. So it's a total of 2 gallons. This is a high solids clear coat. It's going to build higher. It's going to have a little bit more. It does have a little bit more UV protection. It is a little bit more of a higher end clear. But other than that, I like both of them. You know, so we do have 2 different types of clear, even though you can buy it in quarts, gallons, and then this Glamour Clear is only available in the 2-gallon kit. So yeah, glad you asked. Both of them work great. Both of them polish great. It all just depends on what you're looking for. If you're going to spend the money and you know you're going to go through the clear coat, you'd be best off just buying the high solids in the 2-gallon kit, because as right now I think it's under $200. It's going to be like $190 free shipping, and you're going to get 2 gallons. So, and it is a little bit better clear coat.
Someone else just said, do you spray dark candies before light candies or light candies before dark candies?
Good question.
That's a very good question. So you spray your dark candies first, and then your light candies can go over top, which is exactly opposite. When you're spraying pigments, it would be the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
You would go lights and then go to darks, but you go darks and then you go lights. Now, that's not really a hard rule. That's just like a general rule. That doesn't mean you can't do that. But once you go dark, you can't make it light again when it comes to candies. You know, if you're gonna lay down candy root beer brown and then put gold over the top, you're really not going to be able to see the gold at all. You know.
Nice shirt, Adam.
Oh yeah.
I'm wearing mine too.
Yeah, there we go.
We're twins today.
Infidel. That's that right? I can't read it. Can't read it out the corner of my eye. Yeah, and these are actually super cool. Great day to wear them, because I'm going to be, like I showed you earlier, I'm going to be spraying some of this color changing pigment, which is very similar to what's on these shirts. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, cool.
Maybe it inspired me. I don't know.
Is the Limelight primer a DTM?
Yeah, both of them are DTM.
The 16th. Yeah.
Yep, and that means direct to metal.
Someone said, what? What is that shirt? I'm not sure if he means low shirt or your shirt.
Well, this is a shirt that our buddy, one of the viewers, sent us.
Can you use those clears with water-based paint or solvent only?
No, the clears can go over water-based paint. Yes.
Bob Carr said, wanted to let Adam know I got my first paying job on a sports group and using all your products, but I haven't been able to apply the Limelight this.
What?
You're green, Bob. You should be able to. Only on what website, Dave?
Oh yeah, Big Cartel. Man, you need to put that on my list.
Oh,
They need to be able to save on the other website. All right, we're gonna make that a priority. By next Thursday, you're gonna be able to shop on the Shopify website. I can actually do it on Amazon. I have to figure out how to do it though.
Well, I'll put it on all.
Oh, okay.
That's on your list.
All right. I'll take it.
Chad Newman said, I ordered the 2-gallon kit the other day. Can't wait to come in.
Awesome. Thank you.
Is there a color I can add to my root beer to eliminate the red?
Yeah. So to make a root beer candy, yeah. So if you have a root beer candy and it's too red, you would want to put both more yellow and more blue into it. And then if you end up pulling it to be too orange, then put more blue in it. But if it ends up being too green, then you're going to want to put more red back into it. So when it comes to, this will be like a little lesson. Hopefully I can remember my talk. So you have your primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. So if you mix 2 of those together, you'll get like red and yellow, you'll get orange. If you mix all 3 of those together, you're going to get a shade of brown. But if you put more, say, red and gold into the mixture, it's going to be more orange-brown. If you put more, say, like the blue into it, then it could shift more to a green if you have more blue and gold into it. Does that make sense? So in order to get rid of a color, you need to put the opposite color that doesn't make that color. That's it right there. You can remember that. So whatever, if you want to get rid, if it's too green, put the other color in it that doesn't make that color. That makes sense? Because red doesn't make green. Blue and yellow make green. Put red in it. That's going to take the green out of it. I always look at you, Ash, because if you're shaking your head and you get it, and I'm like, most people get it. So I'm like, come on, please,
Well, I'm
please.
confused, so I'm not shaking
Hey,
my head.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
Yes.
Hey, Lo, did you get that?
I did.
Yes, for sure.
No, okay.
Yes. At first I was like, huh? And then
Yeah.
I was good.
Yeah, I felt it. I felt like nobody is catching on right now. I'm like, I am just talking up a storm. Not it.
I was trying to gain knowledge, and then at first I was like, wait a minute. And then the end of it, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, and I was in my head, I was totally like, I need to recover from this real quick.
Color theory can be.
I need to say something that's gonna just like. It worked out. Actually, somebody's told me that before, and I think it was.
What in the heck? Like is this termites? What is this? Oh my God! Sorry guys, I gotta pull my fan over. Like the carport is full of termites all of a sudden.
Holy crap!
Wow.
Oh, you're from Louisiana, man.
Yes, sir.
Termites love Louisiana.
Yes, they love everything that bites or forms or stings or eats. It's in Louisiana, I promise you.
How long will 2K clear last in the paint gun cup between coats before getting hard?
It all kind of depends on the temperature, what you're spraying at, you know, and what it's at. But it will. The instructions will be on the back of the clear coat on whatever you're using. But usually it's like usually you have like 45 minutes.
Yeah, and south, if you're down south where we're at with the humidity and the heat, you got about a solid 20 minutes, maybe.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
yesterday when I
So
shot
you could
this,
you could always combat that with a slower hardener.
Yes, you can get the slow reducer or hardener, correct. Yesterday when I shot this with medium, and I had both of my line guns. One had my clear in it, and one had the flake mixed with the clear. And as I was shooting flake, I literally had enough time to set the flake gun down upside down and pretty much grab the clear gun to pile the clear on it. Like it was flashing off that quick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I was scared, but it all come through. So here we are painting tonight. So
it causes you to have to hurry. That's sometimes the nice thing because you get a lot of work done.
Yeah.
You know, damn, I got to get this cleared, but you can't put it out longer than like a half an hour. You got to get going, you know?
Right. Oh, yeah.
Well, the phone rings or something.
Lo, someone said, I'm curious how much flake you use for a small project like that mailbox. In other words, how do you figure a flake amount for a small job? I just hate waste.
So what I did to do that when I first started spraying this is I measured the bag of flake. And on the back of the instruction, it says where the flake goes to a full pint. So I just figured out what the bag weighed with the flake in it and everything, and just kind of did some math there. And use, you know, if I'm using half a pint, use half a bag, quarter of a pint, quarter of a bag, and it's worked out pretty good. And then once you start messing with it a lot, you kind of learn if it's too thick in there. But yeah, I just measured it out. Use the little kitchen scale.
You do better than I do. I just literally just pour it in there.
Eyeball it, huh?
That's about right.
Usually, though, if I have small projects, like y'all seen, Adam, y'all seen earlier, Garen monkeying around with the helmet. I shot the helmet. Yeah, so I shot this helmet, the mailbox, something else that I had laying around, and I just went ahead and mixed up a whole bag, and I shoot, get enough projects laying around to just do a whole thing, so I don't always have to measure it out or eyeball it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like when I flake stuff, I always like to flake more than one thing.
Yeah, unless it's something big.
Right.
But you don't really you don't do big projects. You just pretty much do bikes and what you do on live, correct?
Oh yeah. Well, the biggest thing I'll do is a bagger, but I really won't. I mean,
that's a bunch of smaller parts though, not like
right.
a big roof of a van or lowrider or something like that.
No, and that's never been really my gig at all. Even though I have done that in the past. I painted lowriders and but it's just a lot of work, they're big.
So that was my whole reasoning in finding your channel and connecting with you, was because I always wanted a lowrider style roof on one of my mini trucks or trucks I build. And I got it priced and I was like, no. I'm gonna figure out how to do that. So that's what I did, man. Just found your channel and the rest is history. Here I am striping mailboxes now.
Yeah, it doesn't take much, really,
Nah, man, they really don't.
And sometimes the best jobs are pretty simple. It's like you don't need to know it all in order to do a paint job.
Nah.
How many coats of clear do you put on your silver flake so you can sand it down to smooth out, generally speaking?
I like to put down well, see, do you put your flake in a clear coat or in a clear base coat?
No, I use the clear coat with the hardener.
So it all kind of depends. If you're going to use me and Lo both like to mix our flake into our clear coat instead of clear base coat or intercoat clear. That way it lays out a little flatter, and then it really only needs like 2 more coats on top of that. And
that's
then
what I have on this, and then I cut it with 600.
Cut it
Or
with 600.
and
Yep.
600.
Yep, and then that should be good enough. If you're using intercoat clear or clear base coat, it's going to take 3 to 4 more coats over top of that, because what's happening is the flakes are laying on end. They're kind of laying and drying at crazy angles, causing it more texture. There is one downfall, and I do have to say this: when you put it into clear, when you put your flake into clear coat, you do risk running it and causing a sag. So just be careful not to run it.
So put the little line inside. Okay. I didn't want it to be too liney. Yeah, that's another thing. Louisiana, we make up words.
Too liney.
Liney, huh?
Too liney.
Benjamin said, "Tell Carport to run. That's a swarm of beard mites coming for you."
Beard mites. Yeah, he says a swarm of beard mites coming for you. That's garbage, man. I'm glad I'm not shooting clear. Yeah, huge moth, everything. All the creatures are out. One day, guys, I'm going to build me even if it's a paint shed to do small stuff, I will.
Bubba says, "I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Carport's beard is on point."
Thank you. So look, guys, I'll tell a quick story about that. People hit me up about doing custom trucks, how-tos and stuff. Well, I had a guy message me on our Facebook and was like, "Hey man, do you respond?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." He said, "Okay." He said, "I was just making sure, but I have a weird question." Man, go ahead. He said, "Dude, how do you keep your beard so straight? Do you use a straighten, like your white straighten iron or anything?" I said, "Nah, man, I just blow it out and use good product, So this guy sends me a picture of his scruffy beard. And then I said, "Man, just take you a shower, blow it out with a blow dry and comb it down." And he sends me a picture of it all nice and straight. And I was like, "See, there you go." He's like, "This is the weirdest conversation I think I've had with a truck builder." I was like, "Hey man, we're here to help in any way we can." We're here to spread knowledge, even beard knowledge,
Yep. Well, you may have found your calling, and you might be letting it go, man.
Yeah. So this last car show that I went to a few weeks back was the first time I've had someone that watches my channel and stuff want like a picture with me to show their wife that they met me at. It's so weird. God, it was so weird. Still weird today. Because that's definitely not me.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't like to put my face on here, but
Someone asked, "How long has Carport been at it?"
Shoot, how long has Limeline been a sponsor? About a year, 2 now?
I would say it's been
a year.
Over a
I mean,
year.
at least over a year. It's probably I'll say 2 years. Solid 2 years that I've been messing with it. And I haven't been doing a lot of paint work really, guys. I've done 1, 2 roofs, a Sportster. I did my 750. I did another bike for a customer, a couple helmets. So I've probably only really painted on 10 or 12 things, maybe, really. I build trucks too. Matter of fact, there's a frame behind me all torn apart on a truck we're building now. So that's usually what I'm doing. So I don't get to paint that much. I don't have a paint booth. I'm literally under the carport. So by years, about 2 years. By projects, about 10 or 12. So if I can do it, I promise you, these big fat fingers can do it. You guys can do it for sure.
Yeah, it just goes to show that
how they come out.
As long as you're kind of, especially if you're already doing the lowrider work and all the customizing, you're kind of already looking at paint work anyways.
Yeah.
You're able to draw inspiration from other places.
And not only that, I mean, like today, I went to figure out how I was going to do on here. And I mean, I went to your channel and looked. at some of your older designs, I went just Googled lowrider style mailboxes, and I didn't use any of the like carbon copy of anything I've seen, but I got some ideas.
Right.
And so you can draw inspiration from anywhere, even if it's Google. Even if your first paint job is something you Google and you're like, hey, I like that, I'm gonna try to recreate that. Do it, man. You got to get the hand for it, for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and I'll do that too. Still, I'll see something. I was like, man, I love how this person did this certain thing, and then I'm like, I'll either screenshot it and then save it for later, or I'll just try to. I'll just like, oh yeah, I forgot you could do that. You know, there's just certain things that you either forget or somebody does, and then you're like, you know, my next one's gonna have that implemented into it. You know, whatever it is, whether it's drop shadows or colors or anything, and then you just kind of put things together as you go.
Somebody asked, does imitation or real leaf leave?
The imitation leaf is going to be better all around. It's going to spin better. It's going to lay better. It's going to rip less. Really, unless if you have a customer that's like wanting gold leaf, you just say yes. You're doing gold leaf, but you don't want to lay down.
Yeah,
you're just like, it's gold. It's gold. Like, you know, what carat? Oh well, because you don't want to mess with that. You just don't want to. It's not going to look as good. They're not going to be happy. And if it's going to make them happy, it's real gold. You just tell them it's gold. You know. Yeah. It's gold.
I got a question for you, Adam. Is there a difference in I know this last time when you sent me some leafing, you sent me the leafing that's in a roll, like the cardboard roll.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there a difference between that leafing and the other leafing?
Yeah, it is. It's different manufacturer. Yep.
Okay. Is it still like, should I still, so I double leaf.
You should always double leaf if you want to look good. Yeah.
10-4. And I love the little mini spinner, dude. Awesome.
Oh yeah, okay, good. I'm glad I got you that.
Yeah, dude, that thing's awesome.
The little half incher.
Yeah. So I'm just about to drop down some limelight black on top of this. I think I got this kind of how I want it. So I'm gonna outline everything in limelight black and then go into purple.
He said,
I've got to go find some.
Oh, $50.
Thanks,
Ryan
Christensen. Awesome.
Thank you. Man, we're gonna have to spin that wheel, I think.
Oh yeah, that's way too thick. All right.
John says, have you all done any work on boats or watercraft? I'm looking to gold leaf one. Any suggestions on what type clear coat for water?
Didn't happen right. What is that? Oh, the mini spinner. Yeah.
I've always just used the same.
Yes, that's the mini spinner.
The same automotive clear coat. I don't really know anybody that paints boats. Well, I used to know a couple of people, but it's always been automotive clear coat that's been going over that, unless it's a factory and they're using a gel coat.
How do you get rid of high paint edges before clear? I've seen some people use raised blades, but it seems sketchy.
Yeah, you just tape up the edges and you can kind of shave them down. You know, I usually don't have a problem of really thick edges because I use an airbrush. Just like, are you using an airbrush, Lo?
Yes, I'm using airbrush tonight.
Yeah, so it puts down, when you're using an airbrush, it puts down a thinner layer, so you're able to get more done with less paint because the droplets are small.
And it dries so much faster too.
Yeah, it dries faster. You don't have to it doesn't have to pile on there. So really, paint edges aren't like a serious problem. If you are having paint edges and you're using problems with the paint edges and you're using an airbrush, you're probably spraying way too thick. Or way too wet at the time. But yes, razor blade does work on that. I usually find just rubbing your hand across it, it'll kind of knock that edge down a little bit. So just get a gloved hand and just rub those edges down.
Did you say a gloved hand?
Gloved hand.
Yeah, I can't do it. I cannot use gloves. I don't know what it is.
You can't. Well, you allergic to latex or what?
No, man. I just can't. I can't function with gloves. Like, especially, I can paint with gloves, but I cannot do the tape with gloves. For me, it sticks to the gloves. It just gets in my way. So yeah, I just have painted fingers all the time.
A couple people on here said they've painted mailboxes. That they're fun to paint.
Yeah, they are fun to paint.
Can you add flake to a colored base coat?
You can. You wouldn't want to add like a flake though. If you were to add like a micro flake or like a colored flake into a color like that, yes, that would work. But usually big flake that creates a lot of texture, you wouldn't really put. You would either lay that over the top of color, which you want to test it to see. All of it's going to work, what you're saying, but it's going to look good. That's the question.
Farsi or yonder a word in Louisiana, or is that an Arkansas thing?
What, yonder? Over yonder? That is a maybe North Louisiana, Arkansas thing. We say where we at, just over there. Right over there.
Someone said you must be north of I-20, I think you said.
I am right on I-10. I am at the bottom of the boot. I'm in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Only thing lower than me is like Houma and stuff like that. So I'm right on the I-10. Like literally I-10 is a hop, skip, and jump behind this carport.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm at the bottom of the boot.
I got this baby cleaned up, ready to go. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta tape these up.
Margarito said the black candy is awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I love the black candy, man. I agree. I'm not using black candy. I'm using the Limelight black because I want the opaque in here. But yeah, I agree. That black candy is delicious for sure.
Yeah, speaking of that, we'll have that in pints as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You either can get it in the little jar or the big ass jar.
I like it because I really like eggplant purple, and to me, you can get that color out of that candy black really nice, and it goes good with purple when you fade it. It kind of goes from like black to eggplant, and then you can fade into the purples, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the Glamour Clear works great.
Oh, there you go. There's the answer.
Like 2 layers of leaf.
My thing turned all the way
Yep.
up.
So you glue it, leaf it, glue again, and then leaf it one more time over the top, and then spin it. Reason
said don't forget to spank your leaf like Adam. Also.
And spank it. You gotta spank it.
You gotta spank it, huh?
Yeah. Well, I learned that at Brushmasters. How to properly spank your leaf.
Ryan said, I shot out a few tanks and a mini bike frame with your epoxy primer.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, epoxy primer is fantastic. That's good stuff. I mean,
yeah,
any epoxy primer.
I haven't.
Okay, that's it, I think. So, yeah, I just taped up the little plastic pieces here. And then that little stopper. So we got some clear base coat, also known as intercoat clear.
Someone asked, when you paint helmets, do you tape over the DOT or paint over it? I was told that if you paint over it, the helmet is no longer legal.
That's probably true. I don't know.
Unless it should DOT. Have the tag inside.
If it has a tag inside, you're probably okay.
You're fine. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends on who pulls you over, and I think most cops can tell. Most cops know what a DOT helmet is. So I don't know. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, clear base coat.
You epoxy primer, prime, then stack another primer on top for bare metal.
Yes. And that would actually be the way to do it. if you have something that's bare metal, you would clean it up, get it all sanded down, and then hit it with that epoxy primer. Let it dry, scuff it down, and then hit it with a sandable primer surfacer. And what that does is that primer is meant to build and sand. So it sands easy and it builds better. So it's going to take care of surface scratches, small imperfections, and stuff like that.
I'm caught up on questions when you want to spin the wheel.
Yeah, let's do it. We're going to spin the wheel. Somebody's going to win.
Spin the wheel.
T-shirts and some masking tape. We're going to do a combo pack of masking tape. So we'll just need to know your T-shirt size. All right, good luck, guys. Or girls.
No whammies,
Check her
no
mom.
whammies.
Check her mom got it.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Is it purple or is it blue? Is it green?
Depends where you are. Have you ever used Autobahn epoxy primer?
Autobahn. Never. To be honest with you, most epoxy primers are going to be good. Epoxy primer is different than any other primer, really. It's good stuff. It sticks well. Corrosion resistant. Very good.
They say that the color's showing blue on the camera.
Blue?
Looking blue.
Oh.
Or when you go out.
Oh, yeah, you're doing chameleon, huh?
Yep.
Ooh.
Purple, green, blue. I do have maybe I'll this good. So this is the compressor I was talking about. This thing is like,
Oh yeah, the compressor.
Yeah, this thing weighs probably like 25 pounds. But this is what I'll be using. Has 2 outlets. Check this out. It's quick connect there. So if you needed more brushes, you can always just plug it in this way too. But this one does and will handle 2 airbrushes.
Oh, nice.
Going on here. Okay, I just wanted to show that real quick.
Danny says, I'm using your techniques to paint guitars. Classic razor blades are fantastic.
All right. I'm glad you like those. I get a lot of people. Yeah, I get a lot of comments about that. Like, what in the hell? And then people are like, these don't cut very well. That's what hanging out. Dang it.
Yeah, they're not supposed to cut.
Yeah, they don't cut.
The plastic ones, the black ones.
I got bad reviews on Amazon. So these things cut terrible.
Like, you saying they cut terrible.
I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah.
That's all you can do with that review is just laugh.
I was like, what is going on here? But yeah.
How do
You got to be smarter than the tool you're working with, people.
Oh, what was that question? How do you get what?
How do you get rid of your metal blade?
Oh, I don't know. So people have tricks to like put them into potatoes or something. Stick them in a potato.
Oh, yeah.
No, I just throw them in the garbage and risk it.
You could just
risk it for the biscuit.
Sharps container. That's what a nurse would do.
That is true. This
razor blades. What is this sorcery?
Other plastic tape from removable
They're
blades.
not to cut.
All right, let's. I'm gonna lay out some plastic. This is just plastic wrap. You can get in a roll. SRAM wrap works too. If you like that brand.
All right, I'm gonna lay some lace down here.
All right.
Someone says I wrap my blades in duct tape and then put them in the garbage.
Good idea.
That's safe. Mom would be proud. Right. Okay, so I have some plastic wrap. Can you see that? Yeah, plastic wrap laid out. My plan is I'm gonna, instead of like usually we would just spray the plastic wrap and dab it.
Barely see it.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it once I do it, but it's down there. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to coat this, getting it pretty thick, and then I'll bring the helmet over here.
Not listening to me. You can barely see
You can't
that
see
on
it?
the screen.
Yeah, no, that's good.
There you go. We can't see it.
All right, we're gonna get this nice and reduced because we want that to stay as wet as long as possible. The reason why I'm doing it this way, you'll see that it kind of puts a different texture to it rather than just stamping it. Stamping it's going to give it a lot of like big texture. If this doesn't work, that's what I'll end up doing. But I'm really trying to want this to be a little different than the way I've done it before. A little bit of over reduction.
Someone said, do you eyeball the reducer? I have OCD when it comes to the mix.
You always eyeball it when it comes to airbrush, if you ask me, because the quantities are too small to be able to measure. Plus, you're always changing it for what you're doing, you know, what you're trying to achieve. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just, hopefully this is gonna be wet enough and thick enough. All right, we're gonna go ahead and roll this thing in it. Let's see what we can do. Really, I just want it. I don't really want to pat it down. We're just using that little bit of air on there in order to blow it down. Let's see what this looks like. Ah, that looks pretty good. Definitely need to do more. Let me turn on that fan.
You said they think they lost your audio low. Your audio low. Are you still there? No. Can't hear you. We can't hear him.
Can't hear you, Lo.
I think he muted it, so he's cussing at the bugs.
Oh,
yeah. I still can't hear them.
Oh, you got it.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we got you.
I think we can hear. Yeah, we can hear you now. Can you hear
They're
us?
out. The AirPods aren't working. I have to switch to the iPhone.
Yeah,
You should be able to hear them through there.
Nope.
Mic check.
Oh, wait, maybe now.
I just still can't hear them though.
Oh, I
Through
got you.
my
Wait.
iPod.
I can hear you. Can you hear us? No.
Mm-mm. No, I can't hear them. It's gonna be
Can't hear
delayed.
us?
Tony said, "Low, tell Darren to do his job and get that audio."
No, I can't hear you guys. The only way I'm hearing y'all is through the other phone sitting right here with your lights.
Hey, I heard that. Hey, I switched to the phone.
Huh?
Something I had said, what's the best way to get started?
Best way to get started would be grab some fine line tape and a clean piece of anything. It could be your kitchen table, anything flat surface. Practice taping out some designs, straight lines, and then if you seem to like it, maybe get a practice panel, one of the hood panels. And then, yeah, I mean, just slowly start building up the parts. If you have a garage or even a carport, like, you know, Lowe's case, you can gather up enough stuff in order to get the job done. But being able to lay out the tape and being able to create the designs would be probably the first step. Maybe go to Harbor Freight, grab yourself one of these airbrushes, and just practice. You know, practice doing lines, fill in the equipment, and yeah, just watch different videos, learn from people.
When will the plastic motorcycle paint tabs be back in stock?
Oh, plastic? We do have some motorcycle. We have some metal ones that are coming out, but nothing in plastic. We've never had anything in plastic.
Brandon said, I started on an Iwata Neo. Good little starter brush.
Yeah, Iwata Neos are great. Yep.
Said, sign up for brush
Do what? No, I mean, I'm good. Yeah, I know they can hear me. I just can't hear them.
We can hear you. He didn't hear us.
Yeah, you just said that.
I'm just relaying the message.
I'm just running me some endless lines right now on this panel with some 16th inch.
Nice. Well, I reverted to stamping this thing because although that did work, I was stinking up this place with a lot of paint. So this is a much more efficient way to do it. Although I was liking the way, because just if you were in the booth and you had a paint gun, you would just spray just a big sheet of this and then just lay it over top and then pull it. And then it'll give it like big, like veiny kind of organic kind of a look rather than just stamping. But this is going to work for what I was wanting to do. So this is fine.
Margarito said, I'm about to do my bike all over again. I want the root beer browns, but having a hard time deciding what other colors would go with it.
You know, I like root beer brown and orange together. feel like those two colors go together
Would
great.
it?
But yeah, you can always do a spray out panel.
Do you have suggestion for a good airbrush or sorry, air compressor for airbrush? Harbor Freight?
Yeah, I'd say the Harbor Freight one's probably the best. It's the best I've ever used.
Would the minigun work better for this technique?
Yes, it would. You're in the paint booth with a minigun. Perfect. Like I said, just lay out a big sheet of SRAM wrap, spray it, and then just take that sheet. And if you've got another person too, just lay it over and then pull it up, and it's going to make like a really, like I said, really nice organic kind of texture.
Can that color shift be used for lettering?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, you can airbrush this stuff. You don't have to. You don't have to marbleize it. Any questions? We're good, huh? Pretty quiet.
I was getting ready to read a couple. Someone said, "Come on, Carport, don't just stand there. Move your butt again."
I'm concentrating.
You can't hear us.
Would the limelight silver metallic pigment give similar results as Flake?
Yes, it would. Yep. A finer metallic, obviously.
When will you have the disposable cup adapter for the minigun?
We'll have that in about 5 weeks. So yeah, hit me up and I can get you one of those.
Skateboard pink prep. Did I already ask that?
Skateboard, a wooden skateboard? I'm guessing it's wood. Most of them are. It depends on what you're doing. If you're looking to flake it, I would just hit it with black base, go straight to flake. If you're if you plan on painting it any other way, you're probably going to want to prime it and sand it.
I think it's possible to do something like this with an aerosol can. What you're doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Olive drab by limelight.
I think I about got it here. Double check my edges.
So I've done a couple skateboards and done them as trophies, and I just sand them down. I usually shoot clear coat over them and then wet sand them. Then
Clear
shoot my
coat them and
black.
wet sand it.
Then shoot my flake. The clear coat, when you first shoot it over the wood, it'll get in there and kind of seal the wood for you pretty good. You have to come over my shoulder. Oh.
Let's get this light over here so we maybe be able to see this. Let me, this a little better. Whoa, that's really dark now.
Yeah, I see nothing.
Hold on there. Doesn't look like much right now, but
You can't really see it.
can't really see it.
Not like I can see it here.
What I can do, so you can see it better, is I can hit this with wax and grease remover. Get a rag ready. Maybe they'll be able to see it better like that.
Well, I'm thinking so.
Trying to figure out where to hold it here.
Or the back side where there's no color, maybe. Yeah, see, you can see it a little better.
You can go from this angle. Oh, I pulled it from the wrong side. Ah.
If you ever do that, you want to make sure that you're getting all the wax and grease remover off of there, or you might be using that fisheye eliminator in order to get rid of it. It could cause you problems if you don't wipe this off.
Wow.
How's that looking, man? Oh, very nice.
He can't hear. And we can't hear now either.
Yeah, so I think I got the endless line done. I got some shadow of some lace done. And since you did some marble, I'm going to go get something to do some marble and marble the centerpiece in right here with purple.
Oh, let's check it out.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Someone said, Adam, to spray a complete paint job on a 55 Chevy sprayed with silver metal flake, would it be best to shoot the candy oriental blue mixed with H2 clear instead of clear base coat?
No. Say that one more time so I can make sure I'm giving the right.
To spray a complete paint job on a 55 Chevy sprayed with silver metal flake, would it be best to shoot the candy oriental blue mixed with H2 clear instead of clear base coat?
H2 clear. So if it's H2 clear, if you mean clear coat, then no, you don't want to do that. No, you'd want to put it into clear base coat or inner coat clear and spray that out. What's going to happen is that candy could sag with that clear coat, if that's what you were speaking of, the 2K clear coat. It would work, but you're risking a lot with it. It's going to clear coat self-levels, and if it self-levels with a pigment in it, you can imagine what it's going to do. With metal flake, it's a little different. Candies, they have a tendency to sag, and you have a lot of problems with that.
Ever use Quick Check Clear Coat Simulator?
I have never used that, but that would work great in this case. I guess there's a can of it makes things look wet. And what you can do is you can spray it on a side of a car, and if there's any dents, you can get it really wet. You can see little ripples and stuff like that. I forgot I have a coffee in the fridge.
Someone said the Little Beast 0.8 is a great minigun for motorcycles. I'm using one right now.
Oh, really? Right now?
Right now. E. Brown said, actually, I got the whole family watching every Thursday.
All right.
Nice. You find something for Marble?
She asked me something? Oh.
I did ask.
Do some marble.
Here it goes.
He said actually he is using it right now. He's doing a test panel.
Oh, we were right.
J.R. Boggle Songer said, Adam, great to see you. First time viewer. Not sure if you remember me from the takeover a few years back. Great job.
Right on. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah, and if anybody else wants to come on live, like we have Low, obviously this week from Louisiana. We had my buddy Dom from Albuquerque on last week. Yeah, bring it on guests if you want to. E. Brown, if you want to come on, bring your family on.
Benjamin said that's his Sammy wrapper from lunch that Lowe's using.
He's all searching. I need something.
Like, oh, I'll wrap my lunch from tomorrow so I can use it. Someone said that shirt looks awesome on Adam.
Mighty fine. We're still going to give something away, too. We still have, what were we giving away? The tape and the t-shirt.
Bob Jones sent $20 super chat.
Oh, thanks, Bob.
And said, stop chomping right on the show.
That's why you looked at me like that.
Yep. Harris said, I'm on live with y'all, but I lack the technical knowledge.
See if it works.
I just have iced coffee.
Don't chew. Don't do it.
It's fine. I just want the shadow.
Doing a candy red and pearl white Harley right now. Finally ready to paint. What's he screaming at? You got a bug in there? E. Brown said, I will. I'll show you how I do it in an apartment room.
I ran out of paint.
Oh, he ran out of paint. It wasn't a bug. E. Brown said he'll show you how he does it in an apartment room.
I want to see that. Well, I've seen people actually. Who was it? I think Immortal Lines, Hawaii. He's like in Honolulu or something. He was like on a balcony, like 20 feet up in the air, and he's like clear coating.
Oh my.
I was like, oh, that's so badass. I'm like just sitting down there. I was like, that's pretty sick.
Jeremy Taylor said, I would go live with you. Had a live show for a couple years.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, let me know.
Chopper Bob said, let's hook it up, Adam. I'll come on.
Chopper Bob. Let's do it. Yeah, just let me know. We can, it's as easy as me sending you a link to your phone, and then you're able to stream like right off your phone. If you have a good Wi-Fi connection, it definitely helps.
Bubba said, I just turned the camera to the cows. Josh said, tomorrow's the day I put the final pieces on my build. I will have to email you some pics.
Oh, cool. That's a good day. Friday, perfect day.
Big Worm said, I have my spare room set up to spray airbrush mostly, but I have sprayed small can graphics at home. Fans and filters, DIY setup.
Yeah, you get away with it. And you just put a fan in the window, Especially when you're spraying with an airbrush, it's very small quantities. You wouldn't want to like clear coat in your house or anything like that. Maybe in your garage.
You got StreamYard, correct?
Yes, we do. Yep.
Yeah, I got my big fan blown window with filter.
Yeah, that's a good way to start out, I feel. If you're in an apartment, just make it work.
Jay Knott said, when I first started my business, I rebuild transmissions in my apartment living room. Got to do.
That's right. Whatever you got to do to survive. And really, since 2020, the whole working from home thing has really been accepted more than it has in the past. You know, if you're a custom painter that works out of your workshop at home, it's like a lot of painters' dreams. Like I love working. We have a shop here on our property, and that's where we're at. Actually, literally right here, and I love it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I'll be glad when I can quit my 9 to 5 and do Carport Customs as my job.
Where do you work at full time, Lo? No communication.
He can't hear
So
me.
I work for a construction company, an industrial construction company called Performance Contractors.
Mm-hmm.
I am a corporate estimator.
Mm.
Just crunch numbers all day long. Boring.
Well, at least you get to do, your hobby stuff on the side. And sometimes when you make your hobby your job, sometimes your hobby kind of goes away.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's a good thing too. I mean, all depends on what you want. If you want to stay loving it forever, don't do it as a job. But it's still good. Not a bad thing. But I think that goes for anything.
Jeremy says, I love working from home. My commute to work is 26.
27 feet. I think mine's 70 feet.
Just want to get one of those inflatable sprays.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those.
But I work more and harder now than when I had a job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That's how, if I retire, I'll probably work harder too.
Said bugs love the smell of automobile paint, like party time for them. Margarita, he's got a good back to come on for a live.
Margarito?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, just if you want to go on live, we can. We can make that happen. Like I said, it's easy enough. Send you a link.
I made my hobby my job, and now I need a new hobby.
That's how it goes. Like I said, it takes a while to burn yourself out, but you can. The nice thing with automotive paint, you can always paint different things. I always like painting smaller parts because you get to switch things up faster.
Someone said work from home is life, saving on maintenance, more time to ride, and I can dip out real quick to work on ideas for the hobbies. It's wonderful.
That is cool. Yep.
Chopper Bob said working out of my studio every day, leather and paint.
Yeah, awesome, Bob.
Keeps you from getting old.
Yeah, Bob's living the good life, man.
E. Brown said, Adam and Ashley, my 16-year-old daughter, my helper. She kicks ass and wants to do a live. Honestly, she pinstripes better than me.
Really? Okay, I didn't even know that. How cool is that? She probably pinstripes better than me. I haven't been practicing at all.
Benjamin said, Adam's just posing for the likes.
Okay, now I'm blushing.
Mike 6 says, I use water to practice with my airbrush. Easy to clean and get used to the dual action.
The dual action. That's the key with the airbrush. It's pulling the trigger, getting to know this action right here. Like, you got to push down for air, you got to pull back for fluid. The farther you pull back, the more paint is going to come out. So being able to control that it's very important, and it takes a while to be able to do that. But doing that action enough times and doing enough airbrush strokes. When I first went to school, just quick story. When I first went to school, my commute was like 50 minutes, almost an hour each direction. Sometimes it'd be over an hour if I had traffic. But I would just grab my airbrush, and just while I was driving, I would practice that motion. So I'd be driving and I'd push down and pull back, and I would just do this the whole time. Like, get that, because it's not natural for your finger to push down and to pull back at that angle. It's a really weird thing. But you do have a lot of control. So once you're able to control your finger and how far you pull it back, you'll have a lot of control, rather than what you would see here with a trigger. And this is going to be easier for most people when they first start out, because it's more like it's more like a paint gun or any kind of a gun with a trigger. But it's going to be air on when you first pull it, and then as you pull back, more fluid is going to come out once the needle pulls back farther. So you're able to kind of turn it on and off. But having this action with your finger, it's harder to be able to just pull it back a little bit. Like, if you're going to pull back your trigger finger just a little bit, it's really hard to keep it steady, because the trigger action is just a lot. It's a big movement. When it comes to just the button push, it's just a slight movement, rocking back and forth. And you'll see a lot of people when they're airbrushing, I mean, they're just barely pulling back and they're rocking back just a little bit, because we're building up really thin layers of paint very slowly. And some of the best artwork is really built up very slowly and carefully. But if you're looking to ever paint any kind of serious detail, it'd be better to get a button push like this rather than a trigger that I already showed you, because it's going to take a lot more work to be able to get your muscle memory and the trigger finger doing the same thing of what you can accomplish with the button. Once you have enough time behind it, your brain will actually click and it'll connect to your finger, and you can just, without even thinking about it, you could put a line there and you didn't even know you actually pushed your finger back, So just getting used to it, getting the time behind it, you can learn.
Tyler said, I left a review on your pigments on Amazon with some pics of my first paint job. Used your white, neon yellow, and pearl.
Oh, thank you. Yes, the Amazon reviews, we really appreciate those. If there's anything that you guys could do that if you want to help us out, yeah. If you buy something on Amazon and you really like it, a review is really awesome. We really appreciate that. Picture review is even better. A video review, oh man, that means you love us.
Mike 6 says he's digging the purple that Lowe's painting. Adam, can I spray Createx candy over graphics done with Limeline pigment colors?
Yes, you can. Just gotta make sure everything's dry.
Adam, you have any serious ventilation in your airbrush area or just open air? I see a ceiling fan going.
Yeah, the ceiling fan just kind of pushes air around the shop. I have a paint booth that has a ventilation fan, and I have like a swamp cooler up here that kind of pushes air out. So usually what I'll do if I'm airbrushing here, I have that swamp cooler behind me pushing pretty much out the door. There are some options to have some air purifiers. I think Amazon actually has some pretty cool air purifiers that could clean the air for you a little bit too. Has anybody seen the video of the guy putting the fans in the 5-gallon buckets of water? So what he'll do is he'll get a 5-gallon bucket of water, fill it up halfway full, and then put a fan face down facing into the water. And then I think what he does is he cuts a little hole in the back. I don't know why, but basically that's forcing air into the bucket of water. And it's kind of, and then what he's doing, he's drilling holes in the top half of the bucket around it. So what it's doing is pushing all those vapors into the water, sticking it to the water, and then all the air is just kind of flowing out the side of the bucket through those holes. He has he had like 4 of them set up around the corners of where he was painting, and it seemed to be working okay. But very interesting idea. There is paint booths that are made like that kind of have a river that's built into the bottom. I've never actually seen one in person. I've always just kind of heard of them. Maybe somebody else could fill us in that knows a little bit more about them. But basically they're just it's like a stream of water where the air flows through it and it just sticks through that sticks to the water. Makes sense.
Adam said he didn't like putting his face up there earlier, but he's been sitting there like he's posing for Vogue for the last 5 minutes because he knows the camera.
Why do you read these? Why do you read these?
Yes.
I'm gonna chomp my eyes again.
I still want to learn more about your powder pigments. Swampy says, I leave an Amazon review even if I buy on Big Cartel.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
E. Brown said, I did a review on Amazon mini helmet Finding Nemo color. I saw that a couple days ago. It helped my garage waterfall paint booth. Really interesting. That sounds similar to how some people run their electric dryer exhaust in the winter to keep the heat in the house.
Interesting.
Seen them in Japan, just traps the solid particles. Seen one with a waterfall on the back and the fan in a box type deal.
Yeah, I think guitar painters, there's a couple guitar painters that have, they call it a water curtain. So it's like they're painting around a waterfall. Have you ever seen that, Ash?
No.
It's pretty cool.
Benjamin said, Ash, you got to pose with Adam for the family. Really blow up the line.
Come here.
Nope.
Come here.
No. Not doing it. Oh, really blow up the likes, he said. Well, we see Lo painting, but we don't hear Lo chatting. Is that powder you're using tonight one of yours?
Yes, it is the green, purple, blue chameleon.
Adam, have you ever painted, where to go? Painted in your inflatable booth yet? I keep hearing that the paint really sticks to the inside.
The one thing with the inflatable booths is, so you buy the booth, and if you're buying on Amazon, you'll see the booth, and usually if you scroll down, you'll see like bought together, like these items are bought together. Well, there's a thing that's called an elephant trunk that attaches to the side, and what it is just an extension that will that comes with a tube fan that helps pull air out of the booth. Because what you buy, it just blows up the booth and then adds a positive pressure. And then that positive pressure is supposed to like move out of the booth and through the filters, but it just doesn't, it's not powerful enough to actually like push out the fumes. So you really need to push air in and pull it out. And that's what that other, it's literally called an elephant trunk extension that sticks to the side. That way it has that extra fan that's also sucking out. And if you have that, I couldn't see that having a lot of overspray issues on the side. Even if you do, like it, and you're going to have some overspray, I mean, what's overspray going to do really? I mean, yeah, it's going to start getting a little bit dirty, but I mean, that's going to be years down the road. And these things are only like $800. So if you have to buy one every 4 years, it's way better than doing anything else. And the fact that you can just take it down, a lot of people say, hey, well, what if the power goes out and you're painting? That could be an issue, but there's also the sew and flaw one that I have. It has little hooks on the outside that you could hang it to the ceiling. So if you don't want to have it on, you just, it'll still hang.
Margarito said Swampy is a shit too. He gives that lots of good advice on the books of the faces. I think he means on Facebook. Or whatever. Maybe that's just what he calls it.
The book of the faces.
Books of the faces. Adam posing, flexing the paint is over there. Happy early Mother's Day, actually. Oh, thank you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Powder coat companies use the water walls in their booth.
Water walls.
Waterfalls in their booth, maybe?
No, I think water walls. Water walls is a thing.
Oh.
I think that's actually what they call it.
Thanks for the Mother's Day wishes, guys. Happy Mother's Day wishes. Thank you. All you other moms on here, happy Mother's Day to you guys too on Sunday. Again, guys, this is your final reminder to make sure you get your Mother's Day gifts. It's only Thursday night. You have a couple days.
Don't do what I do. Wait till the last minute.
Question, how you get air to pass through water to catch paint particles? Must be missing something.
How do you get, what's that? How do you get airflow through it?
To catch the paint particles.
Yeah, it flows, it's still, that's it. That's very interesting. Yes, it still flows through it, I guess.
Can you spray candy over foil?
Yes, you can. That works.
Whose face do you have painted on your basketball court?
Larry Bird. And how do they know that?
I don't know. Swampy does drop knowledge on the Facebook group.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I should probably be part of that Facebook group.
Just looked at my good fan. It's 10.5 amps. The other yellow and round ones are like half that. You have to use its own circuit as well. My booth is homemade. I use Chicken House stands from Tractor Supply. I get plenty of airflow. Wait, come on, Mama Ash. We need to see the fan. No.
Oh, I thought you were getting up to come over here.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to. The thing's moving. I would have to suck through like a bong. Well, I'm gonna check out. See ya. There's a fan behind a waterfall. That's how it works. Don't have a mom. I was told they found me under a rock. I built PVC structure in my spray booth and wrapped it in case of power failure.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. That would work.
They said you should get on the Facebook group. There's a lot of people looking for knowledge in that group.
Oh, cool. Yeah. What's the name?
I don't know. Let's see. Claire says I need to show off that shirt. I got a hoodie on. It's cold out here. We all love you guys so much. Thanks. We love you guys too.
Thanks for being here. Yeah.
Just bought the candy kit and the metallic pigment. Gonna drop pics soon. Oh, the group is called Custom Paint for Beginners. And that's on Facebook.
I'll see you guys tomorrow there then.
He's painting all of his little mazes purple. You can't hear him. He must have muted him because I tried to unmute it and there's no noise.
How's it looking? Can't see.
Yeah, it looks good. It's got the maze thing and then the marble and then the lace. You see it?
Very nice.
Cold. It's summertime. I'm sitting in a kilt. No, it's supposed to be summer here, but it keeps on freaking raining. It snowed just 2 days ago here again. It's ridiculous.
It's pretty crazy weather here.
Yeah, I have no idea. There is like no spring. It's terrible.
Well, if you don't have any questions, let's give something away.
Swampy shares the links for your lives on that group, he said.
Oh, thanks, Swampy.
Yeah, thanks, Swampy. That's badass. You want to spin the wheel?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, one last question why we spin the wheel. What is the difference? Dang thing, it went up. What is the difference in turntable leaf and regular?
Turntable leaf. I'm guessing that's just spun leaf.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, in leaf is just once it's laid out, it's just regular leaf. But if you do want to get the spin effect into it, you just spin it with a spin tool. So either way, it looks good spun. You don't have to spin it. Some people even put designs in it. It's pretty cool. I think we've talked about that before. Who we got? Joe. I can't say that last name. Go ahead.
Nope, I don't.
What does that say?
I don't think I could say that. Joe. I don't even want to try because I don't like to butcher people's names. I don't even want to try. I feel really too bad. Winner.
Good job, Joe. K.
Joe K.
Joe K. You yeah, so all the winners, info at limelinepaintsupply.com. We're just going to need to know where to send that. Info at paintline.
Nope. Try again.
Info at limelinepaintsupply.com.
Would you talk
Email today.
Would you talk us through your helmet taping technique? I've had issues with primer showing up after untaping.
I like to use vinyl tape whenever I tape anything off. Reason being is sometimes when you get so much clear on it and you go to tear the tape, what it does, it just tears. Like you literally have to like tear off little chunks. If you use vinyl tape, it stays together easier and you're going to get a cleaner line. So I like to use 1/4 inch. So I'll use 1/4 inch on the edge and then I'll move to just a regular paper masking after that. So yeah, I mean, the best case scenario is if you can get these without all the molding and everything on it. I know that I've seen some guys painting Simpson helmets that don't have any molding. They're all it's just a shell. And well, that'd be so much easier. But you can't really take the molding off of these. It's like they have to be glued on. So we're pretty much stuck, especially on these Biltwells. We're stuck having to tape them up, over the molding. But you don't get the cleanest line all the time. It's a little unfortunate, but kind of the nature of the beast.
Jay said, sorry, didn't mean that to sound all stalkery. I was looking to see what the smaller inflatable booth was, and you were setting it up on your court. That's how he saw it.
Oh. That's like,
how do you know?
Well, there is Google Earth, and you can go down there and you can see it from Google Earth.
Oh,
but,
sure.
yeah.
Margarito said, I think you should get Swampy on a live as well as me. New school and old school.
Well, there you go.
Why
I'd
do
love
I
to have you guys on.
Why do I get little bubbles underneath my leaf sometimes?
If it's underneath your leaf, it's either one of two things: not enough glue, or you waited a little bit too long. Now, if it's a bubble on top of your leaf, like if you have adhesion problems between your clear coat and your leaf, whenever I spray clear coat on top of leaf, I always like to give it a couple of tack coats, a couple of light coats of clear coat before hammering it down and getting it wet. Using some people have had problems with that. Personally, I've never had a problem with that, but you can use a little bit of adhesion promoter, Bulldog adhesion promoter, on top of the metal leaf if your clear coat is having a hard time sticking.
Is there a front and back to the silver leaf?
There is. If you were to like fold it over onto itself and it was to glue, like say folded over, you would definitely be able to see the difference. Yeah. Whether or not it does have a different look. Whether one side looks better than the other, I haven't noticed the difference. But when you lay them down, you definitely want to keep everything the same way.
Looks bad.
Hi, Lo.
Lowe's back. Looking good.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these lines. I'm pretty much done. So I'm gonna
Okay,
pull
let's
these.
check this out.
We always love the tape pulling, you know.
Oh, yeah. Favorite part.
Now remember, you guys, if y'all say something to me, it is delayed. So.
Oh, I'm liking it.
Yeah, looks good.
Quite a few in there. All right. I like it. I think it come out pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Wow, it turned out nice.
Yeah, I like the purple. Me too.
All right, guys, that's it for me.
That's
I'm gonna
it.
get out of here. I'm sweating out of everything, and
You got a little swamp
I
ass
want to
going
say
on.
thank you, Adam, for letting me get on your live. Thank you for supporting the channel. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
Hell yeah. Thank you, brother. Thanks for being here. Yeah, that turned out great.
Someone said, I knew he was sweating. He's sweating. We're over here. I'm over here freezing.
Hell yeah. That's it. We are done, it looks like. All right, cool, guys. I'm not sure if we may be back on the FXR next week. We maybe finish up this helmet. We'll see how the rest of my early week goes next week, but we'll definitely be here next week. If anybody wants to jump on, hit me up on Instagram, and we can, easy enough, like we just give you the code and you can jump on.
Yeah. Thanks, Parrish, for the Mother's Day wishes. And yeah, anybody on here, happy Mother's Day Sunday. I hope you all have a good good weekend and a nice Sunday Mother's Day. Yeah, Carrie, happy Mother's Day to you.
Faux show. All right, guys.
Hey guys, see you next Thursday.
See you guys.
Bye.
Appreciate it.